All right, part one, breaking bad old habits. Okay, I'm going to give you some tips on this. If you happen to have some bad habits related to food, or maybe even it could be you don't exercise enough, whatever. So a lot of people are in this situation where they have these habits and they have this routine thing of going through up and down, up and down. You go through stress, you eat your carb, you feel better. Boredom one day, you eat some carbs, you feel better. You're tired. That was my thing. I had some seriously bad habits. I used to do Ben and Jerry's every single night for probably a year. Okay, a whole pint, no problem. I would look forward to it. I used to do the chips, potato chips. I used to do popcorn at night, snacking, a routine thing as I watched TV. And then I started getting into a healthier snack, right? An apple with nut butters, almond butter. I would do that between breakfast and lunch and between lunch and dinner. Okay. It's a bad habit. I put on a lot of weight. I was like 211 pounds. At one time, where I was living, you could buy these margaritas at the 7-Eleven. And I would get into that for probably 6 months of every night coming home, buying this margarita and just getting in that bad habit. So I had some pretty bad habits, and I have a lot of other bad habits, but it usually starts off very pleasurable, and then it gets very uncomfortable, and sometimes it gives you pain. So the question I have for you is, what routine do you have? What's the worst one? Put it down below in the comments section. And once you do that, I have a question for you. What is your willingness to change on a scale from 1 to 10? Or 0 to 10? 0 being no willingness, 10 being extremely willing, or let's say 5 being, well, maybe, but it really depends on how easy it is. Go ahead and put that number down below. So a lot of times, maybe friends and family that you have that are trying to get you to eat healthier, they might talk about all the negative things that can happen to you from eating this thing or eating too many carbs. But what I want to do is I want to take a different approach. I want to talk about all the good things about it, all the right things about it. What's right about eating these carbohydrates? So that is a question. Does it make you happy? Does it make you feel better? Does it help you relax? Is it more fulfilling after a long day at the office? That would be something to evaluate and look at. Now, what I want to do is explain a little bit further what's happening at the physical level when you are consuming routine, regular carbohydrates as a bad habit. Um, you're really oscillating between two neurotransmitters. One is dopamine, which gives you the pleasure sensation, and the other one is serotonin, which gives you a happy sensation. Happy, pleasure, back and forth. But when you are consuming these carbohydrates, what you're really doing is you're satisfying the withdrawal symptoms of these receptors that have become downgraded, and they're creating an urge to consume this carbohydrate. What I want to tell you is that these carbohydrate cravings are very unnatural. They're developed over a period of time with certain chemical changes that happen in the body. When you start consuming these refined carbs over a period of time, your neurology, your neurotransmitters, all will start to behave in a way that now you're slightly addicted. So what is an addiction? It's something that you have a strong craving for that you can't control. So what can you do about that? Well, number one, we need to increase that to a 10. You need to decide to do it. Make a decision. Number two, you need to change your routine, whatever that is. You need to get the ice cream out of the house. You have to make it very difficult to go buy ice cream. You also have to put yourself in an environment that is not very tempting. And maybe you replace the refined carbohydrates with maybe a healthier version of that, maybe a keto dessert, something like that. Number three, rid distractions. There are so many things that are going to distract a person from their goal. Social events, having people over that have the same bad habit. Those are all distractions. Watching the food channel, that's going to distract you from staying on track. Number 4, you got to push through the discomfort. What discomfort? The withdrawal symptoms. It's a feeling of pressure. It's a feeling of a void that you have to fill. There's a certain amount of pain and pressure and stress involved if you don't give in to these cravings. Number 5, increase more dietary fat at the meal. Very, very important. If you're on a low fat diet or a low calorie diet, you are going to have a tough time. It's very important to consume more fat at the meal so you can then go longer and feel satisfied. So you eventually can have it where your cravings go down to 0. That is the ideal scene. And number 6, B vitamins, especially B1 from nutritional yeast, which is a very natural and therapeutic thing to greatly help you because all these neurotransmitters need the B vitamins to work correctly. So you'll get relief just from that alone. All right, stay tuned for part 2. Hey, before you go real quick, I have a course entitled How to Bulletproof Your Immune System. It's a free course. I want you to take it. And here's why. Here's you. Here is your environment. Everyone is focused on this over here, avoiding your environment. But what about here? What about strengthening your immune system? That's what's missing. This course will show you how to bulletproof yourself. And so you can tolerate and resist your environment much better by strengthening your own immune system. I put a link down in the description right down below. Check it out and get signed up today.